at Thompson Bowling Arena on the campus of the University of Tennessee in Knoxville. Southeast Regional play kicks into high gear with 2 games this evening. First up, the 2nd-seeded Duke Blue Devils and the number 6 seed, the Warriors of Marquette. The winner of this game will take on the winner of the game to follow, the Purdue Boilermakers and the Kansas Jayhawks. And welcome everyone to Knoxville. Along with Bill Raftery and Andrea Joyce, I'm Greg Gumbel. First of all, the Duke Blue Devils, seeded number 2. Do they know their way around an NCAA tournament in the Sweet 16 for the 8th time in 9 years, 6 Final Four berths in the last 8 years, back-to-back titles in 91, 92, and in that tradition of having a leader like Christian Laettner and Bobby Hurley, this time around it's number 33, Grant Hill.
Well, Mike Krzyzewski has a good one. This is a guy that can beat you in so many ways. It's impressive how he leads to baskets, the assists, but the key for Marquette is don't turn it over here. The fear for Kevin O'Neal is they are great finishers, and look at Grant sending it in with some authority.
Now for Marquette, head coach Kevin O'Neal brings his Warriors to town, and he is the topic of much discussion. Rumor has it he'll be asked to come to Knoxville to take over the program here at the University of Tennessee whenever the tournament is over for him. But as to the action on the court, he has a key player indeed in Damon. What problems does he present for Duke?
Well, he's bigger than most doors. The key here is when you play him, footwork, and Grant Hill may be the guy. You need a lot of speed, you need a lot of gas, and you need a lot of quarters to get around him. He's a great post-up guy, and he also knows how to finish his play with great footwork.
Last time out, Marquette surprised Kentucky. They'll look to do the same to the Duke Blue Devils. It'll be Duke and Marquette. We'll take a timeout and come back with starting lineups and the opening tip from Knoxville in just a moment.
Back in Knoxville a couple of minutes ago in the locker room, Grant Hill delivered a few words of inspiration to his teammates, reminding them that at this stage of the tournament, it's no longer a battle of skills, but rather a battle of wills. Marquette coach Kevin O'Neal, meanwhile, wants to make sure his guys are not intimidated by the Duke mystique. His message to his players was simple. Don't play the name on the jersey, play the guy in the jersey. It was a philosophy that worked well for them last weekend against Kentucky. We'll see how it works tonight. Greg?
Andrea, thank you. Grant Hill talking to the team. That's the sign of a leader, isn't it?
Stepping up at the right time.
Starting lineups for Marquette. Damon Key and Ronnie Eford at forward with Jim McIlvaine at 7'1" in the middle. The backcourt, Tony Miller and Rob Lauderman. For Duke, Tony Lang and Grant Hill join Cherokee Parks up front with Chris Collins and Jeff Capel in the backcourt. Starting lineup just concluding for the fans here in Knoxville. The officials tonight, Joe Sylvester from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, Gene Monge from Henrietta, New York, and Sam Croft from Jamestown, North Carolina. Marquette got here with victories over Southwestern Louisiana and Kentucky, while Duke defeated Texas Southern and then Michigan State.
Big thing for Marquette is to establish an inside game. Take advantage of the big body, and McIlvaine as well. Key down there we mentioned on the open, and keep Duke out of that 15-foot area. They're so good penetrating. Duke, conversely, has to offensive rebound, and you'll see them backing their defense into the lane. They're not going to gamble. They don't want to get, particularly, Grant Hill into foul problems.
Duke comes in with a 25-5 record. Marquette at 24-8. Those 24 wins, the most since their team back in 1977-78. And hidden behind that cluster of blue and white is head coach Mike Krzyzewski, bringing the Blue Devils into their 19th NCAA appearance.
Not a bad graphic, huh? Tells you he's been pretty successful. I don't get many calls from him lately.
There was a time you did?
Well, the early days at Duke.
Jim McIlvaine will jump at center along with Cherokee Parks. Marquette in dark, Duke in white, and the opening tap to Marquette.
Duke, Minuteman.
Tony Miller with the basketball. He's the playmaker.
Try to establish somebody at the point and dump down to Key or McIlvaine. Either or.
Miller gets a pick. Trying to get inside. Lockerman fakes the jumper. Outside out of the corner. Miller.
Well, if he can make some, will that help the big guys? Incidentally, Grant Hill was down there on key and also switched to McIlvaine.
Teams have met 4 times. Duke has won 3 of them.
Now this is your era, the weave. A little turnover early. Jeff Capel with a good look, but a little too much hum on it.
One thing you wanted to notice right off the bat is who for Duke will be guarding Damon Key.
And we have Hill down there. The guy assigned. He will be tired, but his good footwork and speed, he should be able to get around. One thing about Key, can make jump shots. You like McIlvaine a little closer to the hole.
Miller looking inside to Key, not there.
Good shape up by McIlvaine.
Eford. So Marquette 1 out of 2 from behind the 3-point line, and back comes Grant Hill.
And you seldom run on Marquette. The guards are told, get back and balance the floor.
Tony Lang with Key on him.
A lot of motion. You'll see Parks posting up. Good turnaround jump shot.
Collins will look for the foul, didn't get it.
A little NBA'er like his dad. They use that 3-second lane, and they're a good inside passing team, the Warriors. Look at him post up.
Oh. Key. And Cherokee Parks down with it. Still a 3-0 game. Hill. That's short.
Good offensive rebounding team.
Parks blocking foul, and that's probably before the shot. We'll see. Maybe not.
And McIlvaine with a little nickel dimer early, but there are some size, whether they're the inches up or around. One is Key, and here's McIlvaine. I just thought this was a play on, but officials like to get a feel for the game as well.
So the Blue Devils inbound. Capel off the side, doesn't fall. Miller looks around, sees who he has with him, and pulls it back.
A controlled team that only takes the easy opportunity. Good
Lockerman for 3.
He can knock him down.
Number 1 in Marquette history. In 3-pointers, 73 of them.
Unbelievable. 245 for his, 243 for his career.
6-0 Warrior lead. Parks overshot.
A little bit of a hurry by McIlvaine. It is tough to see the goal.
Parks. That's a 2-pointer. He missed it. Here come the Warriors. Key for 3.
Well, you know you're in trouble if he makes that deep 3, or you can fit into his sport coat.
9-0 Marquette.
Greg Gumbel, it's important that you get back defensively. Here you'll see the overcompensation, and they don't identify the deep shooter. They are struggling in the offense, maybe a little bit nervous, but Damon right on the money on that knockdown, and he can make a few distance shots. He averages 39% from 3.
Marquette 3 out of 4 in the 3-pointers. Duke 0 for 5 from the floor, and Grant Hill puts them on the board.
The more touches, good things happen for Duke.
9-2 Marquette. Miller into the lane and outside again. McIlvaine with the hook. And Tony Lang has those balls.
Good defense by Parks.
Grant Hill with a lot of help down low.
Now Parks' game is down low, though he has a medium-range jumper. But I think if he takes McIlvaine out by the 15, the foul line, he can do more damage.
Parks too hard off the glass.
The kid's amazing. The eraser, the window washer.
Key. Lang from behind with the ball.
McIlvaine again. They get Key underneath, Greg. He's extraordinary in reading things. I think you just got to drag him out somehow. It's a tough situation when you're an offensive player used to posting up as Cherokee is.
Foul on Damon Key. That's his first. So he and McIlvaine with one each.
He leads the country in block shots, right? 4.4, but they don't keep a stat for hurries. He puts the fear of in you down low.
How Marquette got here in their first Sweet 16 since 1979. Missed two of them.
I think they got Parks on this one. He's a great rebounder on missed free throws, and you know Kevin O'Neal had his guys step to him, squeeze him. Some kids are exceptional in different areas. That's one he's very good at. 15
minutes before the tip tonight, assistant coach Bo Ellis told us, hey, there's no pressure on us. All the pressure is on Duke.
You know Bo hasn't been coaching a while. And there's McIlvaine, nice duck in, and he's nice pass. They are very good down low. Great interior pass.
Capel gets the foul on Key. That's a pretty good look for a big man.
Size is a problem. They're two great targets. One is up near the glass when he stretches. That's McIlvaine. The other covers the 3-second lane when he shapes up. They do look for one another. They have good hands, and Key is terrific at using his feet to get a goal.
Duke with wins over Texas Southern and Michigan State. And their NCAA history is extensive.
I'll say. You know, Key and McIlvaine and Hill went to a camp, and I was up at this camp, 5-star camp, together in the same league. Grant Hill won the MVP. What a talent-laden summer that was.
Into the lineup for Marquette, Amal McCaskill, 0-0, replacing Jim McIlvaine.
And 0-0 is nothing like his number. He has stepped up the last week of the season, and in the tournament, he's a vital contributor right now in their inside rotation.
Damon Key short arm the second free throw. 10-2 Marquette lead. Amal McCaskill at 6'9", a sophomore out of Westchester, Illinois.
Switching on the exchanges. They're worried about penetration. They have not given up any to do. And look at the post-up. Without McIlvaine, not a bad idea with Miller on him. So he can back him in for a post shot.
That one's a little long. Good rebound by Parks. Back outside for Parks out of the corner. That won't fall, and nothing but blue shirts underneath.
Duke is passive out on the perimeter, so they're able to turn the ball over side to side. Nice cut.
And the foul from behind on Tony Lang. We have seen a pretty good passing display down low from Marquette early on.
Now, early in Mike's career, it was all denial out deep, but with this team, he doesn't want to gamble on the ball reversal because they go after people. You'll see the back cut eventually down here, but look at the spread, all the defense paying attention. They have a good feel for the basketball, where it is, the deployment, and Duke defensively responds. Everybody tries to get a vision on the ball, little brush screen, and then a slip by Eford. Pretty little play.
Ronnie Eford shoots 67% from the line. A 6'8" sophomore out of Queens, New York.
And what was Kevin telling us about Eford? He said, who's this Glenn Robinson? Who's Grant Hill? I'll play him.
Takes it as a personal affront if you mention to him that there may be a player out there better than he is.
They show up between the lines, and thus far, they have not been bad.
Got them both. The Warriors by 10. Duke 1 out of 9 from the floor in the first 6 minutes of this game.
Grant has not blown by anybody. And in their motion, they usually give him some area to work.
Down low, if that's Key, that's number 2 on Damon Key.
And Mike Krzyzewski counters with Meek, who is anything but. Aggressive performer.
That is 2 on Damon Key, and he'll be out of the ballgame. McIlvaine is back in. Also on the floor for Mike Krzyzewski is number 3, Marty Clark. So it's Clark, Collins, Grant Hill, Cherokee Parks, and Eric Meek.
And Clark gives him a little instant offense. Good open jump shooter. Well, they are ready. They slipped that pick and roll. Very sound defensively.
Hill across the lane. Collins going to put up a long three.
Bring it down. Downtown. That's what makes them effective. They spread, and if you help on the dribble penetration, he's able to convert.
Dad Doug is on hand tonight.
Was there any question?
McCaskill looks for McIlvaine. Tap again. McCaskill back outside.
Great hustle, huh?
Miller. Around and out, and Meek has the rebound. Pretty intense on the floor, wouldn't you say?
I'll say they aren't getting after it. Now here's the two big guys. So McIlvaine skips out. You might get some inside passes or a rebound.
Parks hits his first of the night. 12-7, Duke within 5.
The Chief has his own game. There's a toughness about him. Good D.
Give that turnover to Parks.
Oh, wonderful. They do a great job inside on the post.
Meek
got his arm around, or he stepped out, but he threw that arm around.
So the ball goes over to the Warriors. Let's go back in time a little bit.
What did Kevin O'Neill say? If Miller gets hit by a bus, I'm going out and letting that bus hit me. This is his leader. Extraordinary in his penetrating ability, but a great catch, and one of those everything but gets a lot of paint on it, but no deuce.
Marquette makes a change. Number 3, freshman Anthony Pieper is on the floor.
Now, he's their backup point guard, and in high school, Greg, 3,391 points. I'd say he can fill it up a little. Player of the year in Wisconsin.
And Mike Krzyzewski counters with a 6'11 freshman, Greg Newton.
Newton's one of those guys they feel has a lot of juice. Very active performer. And lets Cherokee take a blow. Now they're a little more aggressive on their denial.
Logderman to the left hand, doesn't fall. Meek has the ball. Marquette has now missed their last 10 shots from the floor. Marty Clark, long three, in and out. 11:50 to play.
Oh, not a good pass. Piper found McIlvaine looking upstairs. I think a nice little play. I didn't think he was going to get back in position, Newton. Good job.
Two big men doing a good job defensively. Down low. Hill outside. Collins.
Eford staying right at home on Hill.
Baseline. Newton draws the foul.
Amal down there letting them slip baseline. But, of course, you can make mistakes. They have big people in the rear to support. That's what makes their defensive field goal percentage around 36% and lead the country.
Jeff Capel back on the floor for Duke. He'll replace Grant Hill. Talk about this Marquette defense. It's only the best in the country as far as field goal percentage allowed.
Well, they can be aggressive outside but also force you into situations because of the shot blocking ability.
Eric Meek goes to the line.
Great success story, that injury early in his career. Automobile accident, had a tough time coming back, but full tilt right now. Watched the Carolina game a couple of weeks ago, and he showed forth a great deal of effort.
Miller back in. Logderman with his first break of the night. 11:17 to play, first half.
Miller gets 37 minutes, Greg, so he doesn't get too much time on the pine.
Meek hits them both. We'll take a timeout. 12-8. Warriors in the lead. Make it 12-9. Along Along with Bill Raftery and Andrea Joyce, I'm Greg Gumbel. Welcome back to Thompson Bowling Arena here in Knoxville, where the Marquette Warriors jumped off to a 9-0 lead, but have missed their last 10 shots from the floor, have made just one in the last 5 minutes, 40 seconds, and Duke is close to within 3. It's 12-9.
And Greg, part of it is the denial defense. Much more aggressive on the wing, on the passer, and in the low post. And Newton a little bit late there.
Newton catches McIlvaine on the arm. That's his first of the night. Each team with 10 rebounds. Miller down low for Damon Key, who put it up.
Big rebound.
Eford. And that one will be on Key.
And what a gamble, huh? Playing him with the 2.
That's now 3 on Damon Key, and that's big trouble for Kevin O'Neal.
Well, it's a senior. You expect him to understand how to play. He doesn't have to slide in with that frame. He can just fold and let the ball bounce long, and he knows he didn't use good judgment.
We may not see him the rest of this first half.
You will not.
Key sits with 4 points, 3 rebounds. And McCaskill back in.
Back screen series now. Step to the ball.
Chris Collins with outstanding shooting range.
Maybe not bad to get Meek involved with McIlvaine. He's not coming out, but get him
Shot
one
clock
low.
at 3. Capel long three-pointer. We're tied at 12.
Newton's doing a great job. You can't see him behind McIlvaine, but usually being in the right position. Now he's dead.
McIlvaine.
On delivery.
McIlvaine doesn't come to the ball much. He backs in and waits for you to get the ball to him.
When you're that tall, you can do those things. But a nice step and send it in at the end by the big fella.
Marquette by 2.
Good switch by Eford.
Collins back outside. Capel for 3.
Well, they're not looking to run. Great control unless a slip occurs. We got McCaskill in this nice high-low position right now, but I think McIlvaine can do some damage. Get him on the box. Oh, he just cleared out Newton.
McIlvaine. And fouled on his way up. Looks like Newton.
The big guy, he's come a long way. He just doesn't watch NASCAR races. He does a little work in the weight room and in the inside position. And right here, a little pratfall, and the referees, fortunately, for McIlvaine, say play on. He makes the mistake. He becomes 5'4" with that ball down at his waist. Keep it up, big guy.
McIlvaine, the great Midwest Conference Player of the Year, averaging almost 14 a game and almost 8.5 rebounds. This is the first free throw.
Kevin O'Neal, who's quite a character in the lineage of Marquette coaches, I might add, along with our Al McGuire.
It's a job requirement, isn't it?
It might be. Passed this test, huh? The key thing with him is that he's mature. And Kevin O'Neal says what worries us, he's more mature than the coaching staff. Got to get a little kid in him.
McIlvaine missed them both. 14-12 Marquette.
Jeff Capel's got a nice look again. You can't give him too many shots at the goal, but Capel can shoot over Pieper.
Lang going to go to the baseline and reverse it and draw the foul.
This might be McIlvaine, maybe McCaskill.
McCaskill is.
Yeah, it would be a...
That'll be 2 on him.
Even though you've got good shot blockers, you hate to see a guy turn the corner. The damage is done. And now the advantage, obviously, to the dribble. You can go up, draw, and give it up.
Into the game is 6'7" freshman Faisal Abraham from Hampton, Virginia. whose dad, Ralph, played at St. John's.
I think they lost to Marquette in 1970 when he played.
In the NIT final. His dad, Ralph Abraham. Meanwhile, at the line, Tony Lang misses his first.
Now, Bo Ellis was telling both of us, McIlvaine, his improvement. He found out how good he was on that NIT trip at Luke got a second. The only problem was he needed an interpreter. He just couldn't comprehend Luigi.
8.5 to play. Marquette by 1.
A lot of pressure on the post defenders. Now it becomes the perimeter guys have to defend.
McCaskill with the quick turnaround. He got the bounce.
On the roll. He continues.
McCaskill was a student manager until his senior year in high school. Says he was the 16th player on a 15-man team.
And at that school, too, huh? St. Joseph's? Alma Mater.
Isaiah Thomas.
You better be a player. Now look at the help when Hill brings Miller down. He'll get a shot.
That one's on Miller. That's number 1 on Tony Miller, about whom Kevin O'Neill, as you mentioned earlier, says you just can't afford to lose him.
No, and an interesting concept. He feels that he can get Grant Hill to the big guys. And right there, the disadvantage, you get your point guard in some foul problems if that continues.
1-1 for Grant Hill at the line. Neither team lighting it up at the free throw line. Duke is now 3 out of 7. Marquette's 3 out of 6.
With McIlvaine in, they go right to him. Good defense.
Timeout on the floor. 7:45 to play. Warriors by 3.
NCAA Basketball Championship on CBS.
Back in 1977, did Al McGuire have a floor general in Butch Lee?
He sure did. Great performance down in Atlanta. And there he is.
Al just bows his head, and right in the middle of the pack, cutting the nets down, Bo Ellis. Coach Kevin O'Neill says if he sees that shot one more time.
I've had it.
There's Bo.
And Bo says he thinks about it every tournament. On that bench was Hank Raymond and Rick Majerus. Now at Utah. Here's their box set. Looks like a little bit of a zone look or a triangle and 2. Kevin likes the jump.
Lang.
Triangle and 2, and they didn't have to read it. They just got it to Tony on the foul line.
Duke to within 1 at 16-15.
Look how deep he sets up. Now McIlvaine's got to learn how to move to the ball. He gets locked in as that turnover before the timeout occurred. See the target he is, though? I mean, it's so good job by Cherokee.
Parks with the block.
Now, I had an old coach, Study Moore, who said, let's see what he can do. Let him catch it. That may not be a bad philosophy instead of getting Parks in foul trouble or giving him a step to the goal. Turned around and blocked that shot.
Parks going to go at his man, McCaskill. So Parks doing it at every end of the floor now, 17-16. Duke with its first lead of the game.
So now he's not looking to go on his own. Good job by Hill on McCaskill.
Six and a half minutes to play here in the first half. Marquette has squandered a 9-point lead early on, and they now trail Duke 17-16. That last whistle, the foul on Grant Hill, his first.
And Lang now on McCaskill, putting Grant Hill outside on Eford.
McIlvaine going to take the jumper from outside. McCaskill rebound, and there's a block by Lang. And then a foul drawn by Ronnie Eford. Warriors came out shooting the 3 and hit 3 of them right off the bat for that early lead, and then went cold. What a stretch of almost 6 minutes with just 1 field goal on the board. Chris Collins taking a seat on the bench. Lang has drawn his second.
Greg, don't you think part of it's having to change the lineup too? Key with the foul problems, McIlvaine with the 1, and then they put him out for a while. I mean, no continuity for them.
Eford ties it at 17. The winner of this one minutes of play on Saturday against the winner of the game to follow. The top seed Purdue Boilermakers with Glenn Robinson and the 4th seed Kansas Jayhawks.
Big thing for Marquette is to stay in control of the game. I asked Kevin O'Neill, do you ever press? I mean, looked at tapes. I didn't see anything. Well, when our heels are on the 3-second line, that's our press. When our toes are on it, it's our half-court thing.
18-17, Marquette. Hill for 3. That's off the mark.
And that's their high pick and roll. And then they post up Parks on it. But he's 1 for 4, not really in the flow early.
Under 6 minutes to play now for the first half. This is Walkerman.
He just went down to the little pick on the big guy. Nice slip by Parks. He got in too deep.
McIlvaine shoved by Cherokee Parks. And that's 2 on Parks. And he's going to come out of there. Eric Meek will come off the bench.
He's such a big guy, and he does move box to box. I mentioned Lochterman going to screen. They do create a little confusion down there, so you can't regain position. That's some life, I think. The last couple of months, talking to the Duke people, he is serious about this team and getting them to reach the highest level.
McIlvaine makes it a 2-point lead for Marquette. On the bench, Damon Key with 4 points, 3 rebounds, 3 personal fouls. Key is Marquette's top scorer.
Well, if you let McIlvaine stay in the game, you're going to have some problems. Somehow they got to find him and take it to him.
Warriors by 3 despite shooting just 26% from the floor.
Look at him always looking for the ball down that 3-second lane, Greg.
Clark to the baseline, tried the reverse, didn't go. Eford with the ball.
He is always there, a presence. A lot of pro scouts in the audience, mainly because of his ability. You don't teach size. I learned that early in my coaching career.
Shot clock down to 10 now.
Great job on the D by Duke this trip.
Eford. McCaskill.
That's part of that high-low situation. And now when the shot goes up, you're in good position to take charge.
Marquette by 5. Capel, the freshman, with the ball, and now Clark.
Now Meek has position, but they haven't dumped it down.
Lang. Got a pick at the free throw line. He has 5 points, 22-19 Marquette. Under 4 minutes to play. First thing the Marquette guards do is look down low.
And usually look to Miller in the backcourt, and he makes the right decisions up this end.
Lochterman on the move.
Oh! Say goodnight! Amal, I believe.
Amal McCaskill has 6 points. 24-19 Marquette on the shot of the night so far. Hill looks to answer, had it blocked, follows.
I think you got to take it at him. And he's dominating that defensive end, but McCaskill the last month, just terrific basketball.
Under 3 minutes to play. Baseline, Eford. Eford with 6.
Ronnie with just an effortless move. Defensively, a lapse.
Hill finds finds a seam.
He can turn it up a notch when he has to.
Warriors by 3. Coming up on 2:20 to play in the first half.
Marty Clark really paying attention to Lockterman. He hasn't been able to get those threes.
McIlvaine trying to go around his man and does, and didn't get it home. Out of bounds, yes, to Marquette. And we'll take a timeout here with 2:09 to play in the first half, and Marquette leading it by 3.
Well, when you play for Duke, Greg Gumbel, you better help, and they do. And unfortunately, there's so much action as Meek goes over to assist. They don't get a body. And right here, we've got the help, and you'd like to get a slip, but there's no opportunity. And look at that strong send it in as he found his game. Amal, McCaskill.
Coming up on 2 minutes to play in the first half, Marquette with the ball with a 3-point lead.
Oh, Eford Gamble, he got away with it. Don't leave your feet.
Miller looking for a way inside. He got caught, and it was batted out of bounds. We'll remind you, at the conclusion of every NCAA tournament game, Bill and I will select the Chevrolet players of the game, and in conjunction with the award, Chevrolet will donate $1,000 to the General Scholarship Fund of both schools. Shot clock to 10.
I'm sorry, Meek doing a nice job helping.
Miller with the force. Tapped out of bounds by Abraham. Pretty good defense by Duke.
Well, that's his trademark when you think of it. Strong suit. They can put it at different levels. Full, obviously. That half, back it up a little, and then inside the 15-foot area. Nice job by McIlvaine. You're back on your heels as a postman. You're dead. You got to go to the ball. Cheap. I prefer McIlvaine down low instead of being the guy distributing out here. He's causing too many problems.
Abraham put it on the floor, had it taken away by Grant Hill.
Too much inexperience down low. Abraham means well, but doesn't have the game of Damon Key yet.
Grant Hill also leads the Duke Blue Devils in steal. 40 seconds to play in the first half. Parks, right at him. Tried to reverse it, tapped up and in.
I think Meek may have gotten it.
Eric Meek moves the Blue Devils to within 1. And we're down to the last 20 seconds of the first half.
No question the confidence level of Marquette. Use the pick and roll, but Miller penetrate and dish. Nice job by Chase.
Miller, step, slip, and travel. Good idea, great move.
That wouldn't happen to either one of us. You've got to be awfully quick to have that occur.
1.5 seconds.
Well, you better identify the shooters. Clark in the game, Capel and Collins will be a length of the floor pass. You don't want to foul.
And that one's picked off. From the floor was Duke in the last 7:45 of the first half to fully almost even. We've played half the game. Marquette 26 and Duke 25.
CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the NCAA Basketball Championship Regional Semifinal game is sponsored by Intel, Doritos Tortilla Thins, and by Foot Locker.
Tennessee, halftime score, Marquette 26, Duke 25. Greg Gumbel, Bill Raftery, Andrea Joyce is with us as well. Big change in the approach for Marquette from early on in the game. There's a reason for that.
Well, look at the shot chart, and what Duke did is stepped up. You see the outside shots, only 3 for 5, only these. And then the next 16, 57, nothing. Not able to knock any down. You can see the overall shooting the last 15 minutes, 5 for 18, but Duke changed their approach. They went out on people. Conversely, Ronnie Eford stepping up to the challenge, hides behind the screen, but challenges a scraper by one of the premier performers in the country, Grant Hill, who has to get into his game, get into his flow, and make, through penetration, good things happen for Duke.
You see the field goal shooting numbers. Grant Hill just 6 points and 3 rebounds in the first half. He will inbound the ball in front of us as we get underway. Here are your leading scorers as we begin the second half. Grant Hill open and hit.
I think he heard you before he inbounded that pass.
He's standing right here.
And he's talking to Eford, too.
Duke leading it by 2, 28-26.
Go back to their strength right here.
Up ahead, Capel. And the goaltend. (30-26) Duke. Let's go over to Andrea Joyce. Andrea.
Well, before the game, Marquette coach Kevin O'Neill called his mentor, Lute Olson, asked him for some advice on how to play Duke. And Lute Olson apparently said to him, wrong number, call God. Well, so far the Warriors haven't needed that divine intervention. They are happy with the way the defense has played against Grant Hill. On the Duke side, however, look for Capel to handle the ball more so that they can get Hill back into the offense. Greg?
All right, Andrea.
God may have answered for Damon Key there, huh? Grace before meals as he tees up a deep one.
30-28. Lang. And McIlvaine with the ball. Eford. In and out. Capel and Collins in the backcourt. Parks down low. Got his man in the air and scored.
That's the answer. They went to that later. He ducked in, punished him with his body, the good catch, and then the pump fake. JB mentioned the numbers favoring the low scoring in favor of Marquette. But here, look at this pump fake. They seem to have a flow. They got the open look for Grant Hill. Then the power to the cheek.
Duke by 4. We are 2 minutes into the second half.
They've done a great job playing the arc as well, Duke.
McIlvaine. He has 6. 2-point game again.
And that's the shot Bo has been talking about. Working with him in the offseason. Little patented jump hook. Nice cut.
Hill.
Find the hole, huh? And then a special delivery as well.
Hill had 6 at halftime. He has 11.
Well, makes nice little pass in here and the help by Hill.
Eford. And the offensive foul on Eford.
Well, they take toll of charges, Duke. One of the few teams in the country that keeps a record. And even their big people are attentive to business. And Eford just a little too far with the penetration. A little bada bing by Cherokee.
Take a look at Grant Hill at the other end.
When you pass the ball, don't stand still. The defender, you see Eford comes back to where he thought he would stay. That's what makes great plays and players.
First personal on Ronnie Eford, by the way. 4-point lead for Duke. Capel. And Hill there for the tap-in. Grant Hill has taken over this game for Duke early in the second half. Timeout on the floor. 16:57 on the clock.
CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the NCAA Basketball Championship Regional Semifinal game is sponsored by Lexus, O'Doul's, and by MCI.
Duke has started this half with an 11-2 run, and he has 7 of the 11 points and has made the difference so far in the second half.
And Duke has come out hot, but one of the things Mike Krzyzewski said to both of us, Bobby Hurley never wanted to take away his daring. Same thing with Grant Hill. He's reacted beautifully.
Bobby Hurley paid the Blue Devils a visit in practice on Tuesday of this week.
And they asked Mike if he let him speak. He said no, he was a leader by what he did on the floor.
McIlvaine.
He can make that foul line jumper.
Marquette has not converted any points off 4 Duke turnovers. The Blue Devils, however, have 15 off of 7 Marquette turnovers.
Eford almost got away with it. Grant Hill threw the bounce pass into his leg, and Kevin O'Neill begging for it, and you can't blame him. But Eford from Queens with a little woofing during the game, and Grant Hill come out this half on fire and should have made a few comments of his own. Eford using the high side. Great help by Miller.
McIlvaine again.
Well, that stops the help by Parks. He's laying down there trying to take away Key's post flashes.
We'll see Cherokee Parks out a little higher next trip down court. 36-34. Warriors now back in 2 in the lob for Hill.
He can go without it with the best of them. Little head and shoulder and the wrist. Gorgeous basketball.
15 for Hill. McIlvaine with the hook. No, and there's Parks. Collins for 3.
Nice check out by Eford, though. No way Hill could get in. But they were going for it all on that one. Great help. Amazing.
Grant Hill is all over the court here in the second half.
When you're over the hill like we are, you don't take this for granted. The step and go, the eye hand, to send it in. The All-American responding. And Jeff Capel, like his daddy taught him, they had the North Carolina A&T coach. One-time assistant at Wake Forest. Great year for him as well.
That's another Marquette turnover. Grant Hill outdoing the Warriors so far in the first 5 minutes of the second half.
They talk about leadership.
Parks off the baseline.
His shot.
And Key pulls it down. Key has not yet gotten involved here in the second half.
The psyche injured with the early fouls, it looks like. Look at the help by Hill again.
Eford. Parks changed that shot.
With the big bodies, Michael Kay has yo-yoed his big bodies in as well. Meek slipped in to give Lang a blow. It's fatiguing playing these big people. 1950 weave. Pretty.
Goal for Meek. 4-point Duke lead. Miller down the lane.
Gorgeous bit of footwork. Right here, now you can be moving. I mean, the old days, everybody said, well, you got to get the feet there. You can be on the move if they initiate the contact.
That's what Kevin O'Neill is arguing, and the foul is on Miller. That's 2 on Tony Miller.
Looking for the head and torso by the defender. Great self-control.
It is generally assumed that he will end up taking the job here at Tennessee, but he hasn't talked about it very much at all since he hit town. But his team got off the bus saying, hey, coach, nice place here, isn't it?
The weather's nice down here, coach. Well, the assumption is that he is coming.
Hill. And Key with ball. Miller will take the 3.
Big rebound. Those quick hitters are up Duke's alley. Little curl play.
Capel on the move. Meek with the rebound. And Collins open for a 3 is short.
The Duke is so tough to play because they run their initial set and then there's freedom of expression. You take advantage of what the defense gives you.
shot. And Coach K calls the play from the side.
He's called them right for a few years, hasn't he? A master at this time of year.
Much room to argue.
And
You can argue with him.
And not too bad during the season either. There's that curl, utilizing. Oh, that's pretty. See, the defense trails you with your Grant Hill, and now you should go to the corner, but he read the trail, curl to the middle, and then the give back.
Key. Tipped it back to nobody, and Collins has the ball.
He's got a little toughness in him, too.
Six-point Duke lead.
Haven't been able to get the three because of the defense out in the perimeter. This is a big stop for Marquette right now. They've got to stay in contact. Little nickel dimer deep.
That one will go on Eford. That's number 2 on Ronnie Eford. Let's watch this beautiful play last time down court.
And there's the down screen, and now usually you'll go out. Eford trails him, and now once you draw the big guy, send it to the big guy and let him complete with authority.
Duke leading it by 6. Cherokee Parks for Duke pretty much played other people opposite him even, and vice versa, and look what's happened so far tonight.
And look at those names. I mean, he's played the best in the country. They overlook him, and look at today. Solid contribution, not to mention the defense against these tough big guys of Marquette.
Hill with McIlvaine out on him.
He feels like he's going now. He gets Miller. Should go to him.
From Channel 5, this is
A basketball championship on CBS.
Game 2 here tonight will feature Purdue against Kansas, and Kansas coach Roy Williams learning from our Andrea Joyce just exactly what he does right and what he does wrong out on the court.
She's recommending how we open the game, what type of defense. I think she's recommending zone, so we'll check it out. Huh? Roy Williams, a student under Dean Smith, so he learned with the best.
Marquette looking to break the cold spell you just saw on the lower portion of your screen. 9 minutes gone here in the second half. 40-34.
After a timeout, you like to see it get it in low, or a look for this guy would help them. Look, he has not been left unattended.
That's what happens when you do. 40-37, Duke. Logterman has 6.
And they go a little zone. Little 2-3. Little change, maybe get the now. They give up an easy loop pass. Little guy dragged down. Keeper trying to assist. Duke does a great job of converging to the ball. Here, you'll see Marty Clark get on the high side. Should have slid and gotten to his man. Really overreacted on the defensive end, and one of the premier 3 deep shooters in the country. They go back to man-to-man. Kevin didn't like that easy look they got to Lang.
Here's Hill. Collins.
The runner, huh?
Nice job by Chris Collins.
Looked like Danny on that one. The floater.
He has 5. Duke's lead is 5.
Duke does a great job reacting defensively. Here's a tough match for Capel. Now watch all the support he'll get. Now they leave him alone. Terrific. Huh? Hill switches on the big guy. Capel gets back on his.
Key. Eford. And the foul is on Capel. That's 2 on Capel.
On a big concern for Marquette was the dribble penetration. And right here, the dish and kick. Pretty good reaction, but better offense by Doug's son, Chris Collins.
The hand you hear, the Purdue Boilermakers taking a walk to the locker room and getting cheered by their fans.
Little 2-3 look now by Duke. Maybe get some rest, find out if they can make certain guys at least the outside shot.
Eford missed the open shot. Parks will take it.
That was only 2, but he can knock them down from deep as well. Doesn't take a whole lot of them.
7-point lead for the Blue Devils.
3 for 17, 18%.
Parks has 10. Key.
There you go. Medium range jumper, and that helps McIlvaine.
8 points for Marquette. Damon Key. From Milwaukee, Wisconsin, decided to go to Marquette just to stay close to home.
And I think the zone maybe to take away the penetration. That has been a problem. Duke spreads you so much, there is room to penetrate. Here's the man-to-man offense, the double pick high.
Parks. And McIlvaine gave him problems down low.
And see, now Parks had to play McIlvaine, opens up the passing lane, the nice duck in.
Tony Lang picks up his 3rd.
Really solid basketball. Parks looks to help. Now he's got a challenge because of the capabilities of making a deep shot all night long. And then the duck in by the big fella.
Miller. Pass up, no good. Out of bounds, belongs to Duke.
They are letting them play on. Marquette really rode the back pretty strong. Kevin's guys attacking the glass in a ferocious manner.
Pretty good try at a tap-in when he didn't have position by Damon Key.
They do pound it.
Marquette has out-rebounded Duke 31-25. Trails on the scoreboard 44-39, and we're under 8 minutes to play for the game. Hill.
Fake the use of the pick and roll with disdain.
That was 7'1" Jim McIlvaine. Ended up on the floor.
You said past tense, didn't you? Oh, that could put you to sleep. Oh, a message. Thunder. Jet.
17 for Grant Hill. McIlvaine trying to go to the hook, and Hill caught part of his arm.
That was a fatigue foul. He's exhausted. How about JB saying in the studio, he'll be better in the second half. Those Washington guys stick together. The crossover, and this is a hang the laundry out to dry. A little egg on the eyebrow. Speed, elevation, and a message, and a massage.
That's pretty impressive. McIlvaine missed the first. McIlvaine sitting on 10 points so far tonight and 5 rebounds. And into the game now, Amal McCaskill to replace McIlvaine.
Well, that's one Jim will remember, I think, huh? And the guys in the dorm will bring it up on occasion if he gets a little out of order.
7:20 to play in the game.
The 2-3, and Mike Krzyzewski uses the pick and roll against it just like it's man-to-man, and Hill is having his way.
Capel.
Great jump stop. Explosion. He's a baby too, Greg.
Once again, Grant Hill had a hand in the play.
Capel, one of the better dunkers on the floor. He can really elevate.
Biggest lead for Duke now, 8 points. Out of bounds to Marquette, trailing by 8 as we approach 6.5 to play in the game. Greg Gumbel, Bill Raftery, Andrea Joyce, and Grant Hill with 6 points at halftime has taken over this game in the second half. He has a total of 17 now for the game. Damon Key for 3, no. And Lang with the rebound.
Duke, under Michael, has been great defensively. They have been jamming and helping out. on the defensive end.
Capel.
They get a double staggered screen.
Hill with the shot clock at 4. Looking for a shot. Snakes inside and got it.
The kiss! What else?
Calvin Hill applauds son Grant, who has 19 for the game.
Grant avoids tacklers better than his father or defenders.
The save by Loggerman. Miller. Three-pointer. Tony Miller nails the 3, and it's 50-43.
And they may be a little fatigued. They have not gotten after Duke defensively. They've been resting a little bit in the zone. They got to make something happen with this stop. Little milk time and rest.
Mike Krzyzewski tells Tony Lang he wants a pick at the top of the key.
Well, just look. I mean, Key or Miller have them. He can go by both or elevate above both.
McCaskill elevates for the rebound. Marquette looking to cut into a 7-point lead. Key into the lane. Parks blocked it.
One of the problems, they haven't had a stoppage in play. They can't get McIlvaine back in for the last minute and a half. They need him down this stretch.
We're coming up on 4.5 minutes to play in the game.
And this using of the clock has helped Duke keep the big guy on the sideline.
McIlvaine and Kiefer waiting to check in. They just haven't had a chance. Lang to the baseline. Missed everything. McCaskill with his second straight rebound.
Nice job by Lang on Key. Look at Parks sniffing around. Great job.
Parks laid back, timed it right, tapped it away. Parks and Grant Hill, the two that have come up big for Duke here in the second half.
The problem for Marquette is they come down. You can identify where they are in the box. Therefore, Duke's defense gets set. It's prepared. You've got to flash, reverse the ball, make them move a little bit.
Shot clock now under 10.
Nice look.
And McCaskill with the block. But another beautiful setup by Grant Hill. Eford for 3. Got it. 50-46. Marquette within 4. 3:16 to play. McIlvaine, Loggerman, and Damon Key on the floor for the Warriors.
Hill looking to help out. Eford might end up with a look because Grant Hill is jamming down.
Shot clock at 10. Miller with a force off the side. Key with the rebound. And goes up and blocked by Parks.
He was pushed out of the play and showed great courage to get back in and get a piece. Well, is that a big basket for Marquette?
2 minutes to play. Once again, Duke going to take time off the clock.
Open middle.
Hill.
Too good. It's just too good. Miller should have the advantage containing, but you don't know how explosive Grant Hill can be.
21 for Grant Hill. 15 in the second half. Eford. And Lang tracks it down in the corner.
The gamble.
Capel.
Who made the play? Grant Hill.
Grant Hill.
Challenge Eford's jumper came from down deep in the lane and then made the big pass.
Loggerman dropped back to Key, blocked by Parks. Key again. shot, and the foul is on Capel.
You're not playing one guy. The challenge of the shot, the run down in the corner. And now look at this coordination. Getting it out to a man. And now the defensive breakdown, one of the few times because the guards were in the corner. And on the money, the gamble pass by Grant Hill.
Cherokee Park, 5 blocked shots tonight.
And so active defensively.
Eford 3, got it. Marquette wanted a timeout, didn't get it. We're under a minute to play. 54-49. Lang and Miller fouls it.
They're going to give it intentional? No, come on.
That's the call.
Just let them go. I mean, everybody knows they're trying to stop the clock. And Kevin trying to coach and calm people down. It was a bit overzealous. But this is a tough, competitive game. The trap doesn't work. The coach saying when he gets over the timeline, we're going to give it. He tries to. And right here, the rundown.
And Tony Lang at the line, a 73% free throw shooter. Lang with the second of 2 hits. 56-49. Duke leads with 47.5 to play in a hard-fought contest.
And that's just a shame at this point in the game, too. I mean, there was no question it was intended, but I thought within the rules.
What hurts Marquette is possession of the ball back to Duke, and there is a foul on the far side.
What hurt Tony Miller is the distance he had to run to give the foul away.
Logterman's first, and Amal McCaskill now checking in for McIlvaine. Hill with the ball, 40 seconds to play.
Got to stop it. And now they're running all over. They're in deep trouble. Look at, they've got the corners covered and everybody running and doubling.
Lang fouled. 17 foul on Marquette. That's a pretty good job of spreading the court and passing the basketball.
Once you run 2 at 1, you're at the disadvantage. And the ability to move the ball, you've got that clock on your side, make it run. And you mentioned, Greg, them milking the clock. I think it rested people like Arch for good defensive surges, blocking shots and rebounding.
Tony Lang, 3 out of 6 from the line tonight. Miller fouled in the backcourt by Capel. Miller wants the same call on Capel.
I saw that. And Duke in great position to run the game out, give them 5 or 6 seconds while they're trying to get 1 more to give.
That's 4 on Capel. Eford for 3. And Parks has the rebound. And that'll put the cap on a hard-fought Duke victory. Chris Collins' dad.
He looks worse than when he was with the Bulls, coaching in championship environment.
He says of being a coach, a broadcaster, a player, being a parent is the worst.
He said he dies during the course of a game. Oh. And Kevin O'Neill's guys just showed the country that they're more than a surprise. They're a talented team. I spoke to Mike Krzyzewski in the locker room before the game. He said, these are 2 good teams that are going to play. And he was right on the money. No more prayers. Mickey can relax. Look at the magnificent performance by Grant Hill to put away Marquette.
And Parks comes down with the rebound and draws the foul. That man is now going to have to think about his options.
I think he's made them. Rumors and reality. Everybody feeling that's close to him that he has decided to come to Tennessee, but he has not made any announcement. What he's done here, resurrected a program. Al McGuire didn't quite achieve the stature and success, but darn close and a wonderful run.
If my guess is correct, he's chewing on Amal McCaskill for not blocking out Cherokee Parks on that last rebound.
Coach it to the end.
Because I thought I read his lips right at the beginning there where he said, I don't care what the score is.
And Kevin Lute Olson said, the best assistant I ever had. In high praise. Known as a recruiter, but now known as a terrific floor coach as well.
Miller sets up Eford, who follows, and there's another block. Joey Beard on the floor, and time has expired. Moves up to 26-5. Marquette finishes a tremendous season at 24-9. Move Duke on to the Elite Eight. They will play the winner of the game still to come here in Knoxville between Purdue and Kansas. Our Chevy MVPs of the game, Tony Miller of Marquette, Grant Hill of Duke. For Andrea Joyce and Bill Raftery, I'm Greg Gumbel. Duke wins at 59-49. Let's go to New York.
Very much. Pat O'Brien along with JB, and Duke moves on, plays the winner of Kansas and Purdue, who play later tonight here on CBS, and Duke just kind of took over that second half there.
Specifically in the person of Grant Hill. You know, Grant Hill is such an unselfish kind of ball player. He doesn't want to take control of things. Mike Krzyzewski may be quiet, gentleman-like on the sidelines, intense halftime talks. There's no question he told Grant, step it up. He did 16 big points in the second half, 22 for the game.
All right, and so Marquette having a great season, by the way, that they pointed out there. And so Duke advances, becomes part of the Elite Eight. Missouri and Syracuse still underway, 46-42, 16-12 in the halftime. We'll take you out there live right after this message. Stay with us.